Hi, this is Ken Warren, pastor of Maplewood Christian Church here in Ravenna, Ohio. I wanted to extend to you a Merry Christmas and pray God's blessings for you on this Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is a time of anticipation. I'm sure most of us can remember what it felt like to be a child, whatever our Christmas was like, whether you were blessed to have a lavish Christmas or a somewhat meager Christmas, there was still certainly much to anticipate. I remember when I was a child, my church would provide a gift to the children every Christmas, and I look forward to that gift. And it was a little bag with an orange, an apple, a pack of gum, and a sprinkling of Hershey Kisses and chocolate. And I looked forward to that. A child can find anticipation in the simplest of things. And I encourage you to take some time tonight to remember the blessings of Christmases and times that you've had in the past. But mostly Christmas is a time to reflect, Christmas Eve rather, is a time to reflect and allow ourselves to feel the anticipation of the coming of Christ. To hope means to wait with expectation, to wait with expectation. And there's an eagerness attached to hope. And that is Christmas. That's Christmas Eve. The old Christmas song, Little Town of Bethlehem. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. The coming together in anticipation in that moment when all of history was about to change with the coming of Messiah, the birth of the Christ child. All of our fears and all of our worries being met by the fulfillment of hope. And take some time tonight in your own heart and mind to allow the hope of Christmas to give you hope in this season. Just as we hoped back then for the coming of Messiah, our lives and walk with Christ should be punctuated by anticipation, by hope in the coming again of Christ. And Christmas can really point us to the first and the second coming of Christ. There are certain times in our life when one thing changes and everything changes. Because that one thing has changed, nothing else will ever be the same again. I remember walking down the hallway of my high school for the last time as a student. And it turned out it would be the last time I'd ever be in that building at all. And I can remember very deliberately kind of walking slowly and thinking to myself, this is it. This is the last time. And because that one thing changed, everything in my life would change from that point going forward. And we have many of those times in life. Marriage. I can remember when my soon-to-be wife came through the back door of the church, began to make her way up the aisle. I knew in that moment everything was changing. The birth of a child, the loss of a loved one, we know this one thing has happened and now everything has changed. Well, there's nothing more powerfully that has changed the world than the coming of Christ. In Christmas, God became flesh and lived among us, the birth of the Christ child. One thing changed, everything changed. Let me read just a short passage from the Christmas story from Luke chapter 2. I don't want to read the whole story because I want us to leave this moment, this short time together with that sense of anticipation. We know what the story is. We know how it turns out. But for a moment, if we can indulge our hearts to put ourselves in the place of Mary and Joseph, to put ourselves in the place of the world as it strained to receive Messiah. Let me read from Luke chapter 2. Verse 4. So Joseph also went down from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and the line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born. Merry Christmas. God bless you. Let the anticipation and joy and hope of this Christmas Eve be yours. Hope to see you soon. God bless.